The everything bubble may be on the cusp of popping. This is based on an article I read by Albert Edwards. If you don't know who Albert Edwards is, I can catch you up on something. He was a bear heading into the .com crash and again in the GFC. He is someone that I would arguably put in the perma bear camp. So I could say with some certainty that I read his material just to see what the other side is saying. Now, according to Albert Edwards, the everything bubble will pop basically because of the yen carry trade. If you don't know what the yen carry trade is, it was a sign or a cause of some stress. What was that? 8 months ago, maybe 8-9 months ago. Essentially, the yen carry trade is U.S. investors and frankly, worldwide investors could borrow in yen at very low rates and then invest in the U.S., mainly in treasuries, and you would simply pick up the spread. This yen carry trade has been in effect for decades as Japan has kept interest rates very low. Basically, what Albert Edwards is saying is this could unleash global financial Armageddon. Basically, as Japan is forced to raise interest rates and the U.S. is going to be cutting, the delta or variance between the two will collapse, forcing the very, very levered yen carry trade to unwind and unwind in spectacular fashion. So again, this is according to Albert Edwards. The everything bubble could pop soon. That includes stocks, home prices, and everything. So definitely a bear. Again, not someone I follow religiously, but someone who had an interesting article this weekend to read. New York Times out talking about the frozen housing market, to which I say, where have you been? The housing market has been in a depression for a couple of years. I find it almost comical, seriously, almost comical, that the housing market could have been in a depression. We went from 6 million to 4 million for 2 freaking years. And now the news media is just catching up. And the really, really comical thing to me is that the housing market will start coming out, in my opinion, in September, which, oh, by the way, is like 5 weeks away. So it'll be interesting to see if my call is correct. But the New York Times is basically saying, hey, the housing market's frozen, less than 4 million transactions, no duh. But hey, prices are at a record. What is going on? And of course, you and I know the housing market is broken. The Fed kept rates too long. The low end is not transacting. Hence, you only get the high end, and bingo bango, prices, median home price goes longer. I saw an interesting quote on, I think it was Instagram. It might have been Twitter. The longer you stay on the wrong train, the more expensive it is to get back home. I'll say that again because it's one of those quotes that's like, yeah, that's so true. The longer you stay on the wrong train, the more expensive it is to get back home. Lots of us have been on the wrong train at some point in our lives or our career. And sometimes we just need to own being on the wrong train, get off, and get back home. I thought that was pretty interesting. Read an article on CNBC, Make It, actually talked about the top 10 worst states to retire to. I got to tell you, I thought I had a pretty good handle on the states, and I got this completely wrong. In fact, of the top 5 states, I'm only going to give you 5. If you want to see the whole 10, go to CNBC, Make It. But here are the top 5 worst states to retire in. I only got one of these. Only one of these. It happens to be number 1, but I only got one. Number 5, Nebraska. Number 4, Arkansas. Number 3, Oklahoma. Number 2, Texas. And number 1, the only one I got right, Louisiana. For those that want to know, California did make the list. It was number 8. That was going to be my guess for number 1, but clearly wrong. And out of nowhere, Florida. I would not have guessed Florida came in at number 10 for those that are interested in that. We do have a lot of data coming this week. We're going to talk about some economic data, some earnings. But before we do that, we got a lot of ORaaT fans to congratulate. Jason, congratulations on getting your next deal. Ian, congratulations on getting your first deal. Yes, folks, black cards, you can get as many of these as you like. Golden tickets, you only get one of these. This is when you get your first deal. We've got Maxwell. Maxwell, here is your golden ticket. Congrats on your first deal. And finally, Dustin. Dustin, congratulations on your next deal. Folks, in the One Rental at a Time family, we are just everyday wealth builders. We know it takes time, work, effort, but if you put in the consistent effort, you can get there. So again, Dustin, Maxwell, Ian, and Jason, congratulations. Your cards will go in the mail today, but I guess go out tomorrow because it is Sunday. Let's talk about the important economics numbers of the week. They start on Tuesday. They start this week. Case-Shiller. It'll be interesting to see home prices up, but up at less rate would be my guess. Consumer confidence is going to be an important one. And this week we start to get jobs. It's actually coming at the end of July. We will get the JOLTS report. Remember last month, the JOLTS report shockingly came in better than expected. It is expected to get worse. Last month, we reported 7.4 million job openings. Is expected to go up to 7.8 job openings. I don't know. Is that better? Is that worse? I don't know. I guess that's up to you. Then on Wednesday, we start to get the employment data. We first get ADP. Remember, ADP was horribly off last month. I think last month it was supposed to be 112. It came in at negative 33. This month is expected to be 82, so reversing that negative trend. We are expected to get another print on Q2 GDP. It was last reported at negative 0.5. It is expected to be revised significantly higher to 2.3. And then on Wednesday, we will also get pending home sales. Pending home sales are expected to be up 0.5%. Let me just say, I will take the under. I will take the under for that. And of course, Wednesday, we will get the Fed rate decision, which again is expected to be nothing. Will it be unanimous? I don't think so. I think Christopher Waller and or Michelle Bowman may dissent. It'll be interesting to see if this month is unanimous or not. And then, of course, we will get Powell press conference. We will talk about the Trump this and the overrun in the building and September rate cuts, and we'll do all of those things in front of the Powell, or in front of the podium. I expect it to be, frankly, a very uncomfortable press conference. On Thursday, we will get weekly unemployment claims. Remember, last week we came in under 220, so again, back to that rate. We will get our third and final inflation reading. It is expected to go up. PCE last month was 2.3. It is expected to go up to 2.5. And then Friday, we get the big jobs number. It is expected to be 102. Last month, it was a monster beat, coming in at 147. Also, the unemployment rate, which unexpectedly fell last month, is expected to rise to 4.2. Again, 4.2 is not a concern. Even the Fed is thinking we were going to get to 4.5 by the end of the year. So I do not expect 4.2 to be a concern. And then finally, consumer sentiment. Lots and lots of data there. Folks, if you are a part of our school community, don't forget, in 21 minutes, you're going to get the opportunity to ask questions, interact with Casey from Brick by Brick Wealth. This was a stay-at-home mom who turned an Etsy store into down payment capital, built an empire of 9, yes, only 9 single-family homes, and now her husband and her are financially free, homeschooling, doing all these really cool things with only 9 rental properties. Pretty cool to talk about. Let's congratulate Stephen, Thomas, Yinka, Rebecca, and Guy. Yes, folks, we got 5 people joining to school. We now have 448 wealth builders in school. We will very quickly be over 450. And don't forget my promise. I made this promise, let's call it a month ago. When we get to 500, I will load the Get Your Money Right course, which currently is available for $99. I will load it into school for free. I will probably make it a level 3 unlock, which is not hard. But yes, we will add more and more education and whatnot as the community grows. Again, 500 folks, and we will add more free goodies for you there. So again, Stephen, Thomas, Yinka, Rebecca, and Guy, thank you for joining. Oxford economics is negative. I actually don't remember whenever Oxford economics wasn't negative. They certainly the last 3 years, they are just negative. Oxford economics saying the housing market is only going to get worse from here. All right, we'll see. I don't agree, but okay. Aggressive rate cuts coming in 2026, which is really counterproductive to me. So you think housing is going to fall off a cliff, just like all the other doomers, but we're going to get aggressive rate cuts? I don't get it, but whatever. Got a tweet from Logan Montashami from Housing Wire. Love the fact that he's tweeting over the weekend. Thanks, Logan. Housing inventory growth is starting to stall. The seasonal decline in new listings is underway. Yes, folks, all these folks talking about rising inventory. We'll soon have to talk about something else as we get out of the summer season, as the wish pricing and delistings escalate. We are very quickly going to be left with less inventory and, frankly, more motivated sellers. I am talking to more and more people in Las Vegas about opportunities. Obviously, there's the deal with Michelle that I don't know if it will go anywhere. I think we're close. I would love to do that deal and just get it done. But there are other folks I'm already talking with. They hear me on this channel. Agents have reached out, and I'm pretty sure we will get something done in the next couple of months. As for earnings this week, we've got a bunch to look at starting on Monday with Waste Management. Tuesday will be United Health Group, PayPal, Starbucks, Visa, and UPS. I think UPS is going to be interesting, as will Starbucks. Wednesday, we get Meta, Microsoft, Etsy, Ford, and Robinhood. I think Robinhood will be interesting on Wednesday. Then we get Apple, Amazon, Coinbase, Reddit, and MasterCard on Thursday. I think all eyes will be on Apple. And then Friday, of course, we get Big Oil, Exxon, and Chevron. Friday is August 1st. That is important for a couple of reasons. Number one, that is when we find out what happens to tariffs. Will we have deals? Will we get a deal with China, with the EU, with, Mexico, Canada? I don't know. Will we get another 90-day pause and just kick the can down the road? Maybe. Will Trump and his staff just let the tariffs go into effect, thus forcing pain and forcing more negotiation? I suspect, just a wild guess, that they will actually not delay these anymore. They are going to let them go into effect, forcing more and more conversations. So it will be interesting. Looks like Wall Street is starting to downgrade European companies on tariffs as outlook deteriorates for companies like Puma, VW, and Michelin, as an example. I did find it very interesting. I read an article about Henrys. What is a Henry, if you don't know? It's a high earner, not rich yet. High earner, not rich yet. Apparently, 14% of U.S. households make $200K. That's like 1 out of 8. Just over 1 out of 8 make $200K a year. That's crazy. I would not have guessed that. 62% of people who make 300 grand, so 300 grand, struggle with credit card debt. Folks, let's just be honest. If you make 300 grand a year and you're paying 20% on credit cards, you have a spending problem, not an income problem. You have a spending problem. Look in the mirror and own your mistakes. And then finally, Americans believe you need to make $520K a year to feel rich. Folks, let me just tell you this one more time. You feel rich, not with an income number. You feel rich when your income, preferably your passive income, exceeds your monthly expenses. If you live on $2,000 a month, you will feel rich making $3,000 a month. It doesn't matter. I know people who make $1 million a year who couldn't stroke an emergency check for 10 grand. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. Hey, Jesse, thanks for this. We are planning. Oh, that's great. When are you planning? Oh, let's bring this up. So Jesse asks, when are you planning the next ORaaT event seminar? So the date, Jesse, is already locked in. February 14th and 15th. It will always be President's Day weekend in Las Vegas, same venue, the Blind Center. I am actively securing speakers and putting the agenda together right now. Tickets will go on sale. My intention is to have tickets on sale August 1st. They will be the same price as last year. General admission $299, VIP $699. I think there's going to be 100 tickets VIP and 350 general admission, something like that. So hopefully they will be on sale Friday. There's a video being released on Friday at 4 p.m. with one of our surprise headliners. I actually have 2 headliners this year, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. And then in school, I will be introducing you to more and more speakers. So I've been actively working on it. I'm probably spending 5 hours a week now, kind of trying to Rubik's Cube the agenda, make sure we get new speakers and old speakers. In fact, I just released a video yesterday. I'm working on some gifts for the speakers who are coming back for the 3rd year. So yeah, they will be on Eventbrite. And yeah, I look forward to selling this out quickly so I can get it behind me and just focus on putting together the best event I can. So look for that on Friday. Now that I've said that on live video, I better make sure it's ready Friday. So there we go. All right, folks, that's what I got for you. Again, remember, get to school, 448 wealth builders, everyday wealth builders, Stephen, Thomas, Inka, Rebecca, Gee. Thanks for joining. I'm going to get ready for Casey from Brick by Brick. Hopefully you will be there, and get your questions ready. Don't forget to use Steadily. Steadily is landlord insurance. I'm hearing from more and more ORATers who are saving money from Steadily. I do not guarantee they will be better priced and better insurance, but I guarantee this. If you don't try, if you don't get a quote, you will never know. I go to Steadily every time for every property that comes up. And they're about, for me, for my portfolio, about 60% of the time, maybe 65, they are better. And 35% of the time, they are not. So guess what? They get the ones that save me money and they don't get the ones that don't. It is that simple. Use the link in the description below and see if they can help you. Take care of yourself. Jesse, thanks for the question. Take care, everyone. Bye.